What's going on, XRP Army? It is Joe. Today I'm going to go over Michael Saylor's comments recently and why I think he's doing a 180 on XRP. Whether he truly believes it or not, he knows something, and I am convinced of that. And he is talking in a different light about XRP, about some of these other coins. And he's been a Bitcoin Maxi his whole life. He's only ever said good things about Bitcoin, has never really said anything good about these altcoins. In a couple of his latest interviews, he has started to talk about XRP in a different light, and I think that's because he knows something. So we're going to go over some of those comments today, what I think it means, and what we can expect tomorrow at that crypto summit. What I can say is I'm very excited for tomorrow, and I can't wait. And I'm going to be paying close attention to the news today, looking for more signs such as Michael Saylor's comments over the last couple of days to see if we can get any indication of what's going to come Friday before that news happens. I think it's important to pay attention to these signs. I think over the course of the last month, there's been signs dropped all over the place that has led to some of these dips, that have led to some of these surges, and I think it's important to pay attention to them. And I think these comments are some, and I'm going to be paying attention more so over the next day to see if we can get an idea of what's to come. Before we dive into that, comment below what you're drinking today. Right now I'm drinking a Celsius. I love a good energy drink. I know a lot of you guys tell me to drink water and to stay off the energy drinks, but I did already have a water today. That would keep a lot of you happy. It would keep my girlfriend happy. She tells me to stay hydrated and drink water all the time, so that is definitely something I make sure to do. But this morning I definitely needed an energy drink for that extra boost. And so give me your comments below. What are you drinking while you watch this? What's your favorite energy drink? I'd love to interact with you guys and hear your thoughts. But that said, let's dive right into some prices. So we have a lot of things in the green over the last day, a lot of things in the green over the last week still, except for Ethereum. Ethereum's been acting very strange to me lately. I know that's one of the 5 that Trump mentioned for being in the strategic reserve. It's still right around 2,200, down 5% in the last week, while Cardano, Solana, XRP, Bitcoin are all up. Ethereum, even with all the news, you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, Bitcoin should be the only one in the strategic reserve, and then when they talk about the coins that shouldn't be, all you're hearing is XRP, Solana, and Cardano. Like, I'm rarely hearing anything about Ethereum, and it's just a super weird time for me for Ethereum. I don't really know what to think about Ethereum. I do really like Ethereum. I have some in my portfolio, and I hear a lot of good things about Ethereum, and I know the Trumps are buying a ton of Ethereum, but when you look at the news, when you look at people talking about the strategic reserve, it seems like it's just Bitcoin, or it's XRP, or it's XRP, Solana, and Cardano. So I just don't hear a lot of people talking about Ethereum, and I think that's kind of why we're seeing Ethereum here sitting at minus 5% in the last week, while you're seeing all this other price action on the others. It just doesn't have I feel it doesn't have that support. It doesn't have the XRP Army. It doesn't have the Bitcoin Maxis pushing it. And I feel like I don't know. So give me your thoughts on Ethereum. What do you think about Ethereum below? I'd be curious to know what you think. But with that, we do see XRP up 16% over the last week. We are at 256 right now. That is very encouraging. We are up 4% on the day. I like to see that. I think we're getting some positive sentiment going into Friday, and I am super excited about that. So to see XRP going strong, very encouraging. But with that, the main point of this video today is to talk about Michael Saylor's comments and analyze those. So let's take a listen here. We aren't going to watch this full thing, just a short clip from it, and I want to hear your thoughts.
And coins to fill the reserve.
Well, I think the way to think about the industry is there's digital commodities, that's Bitcoin, an asset without an issuer. There's digital currencies like the stable coins. That's really important for US dollar supremacy in digital commerce. There are digital securities like tokenized stocks and bonds that will actually provide a capital efficiency and globalization for American securities. And then there are digital tokens, assets with issuers that provide digital utility that are very interesting and compelling. Their role is capital creation for the small and mid-sized companies that are blocked from the capital markets right now. I think that it's wise to capitalize a country or a company on a commodity, an asset without an issuer, something like a property. You could buy oil. Bitcoin is a commodity. I think that
XRP is attached to a company, Ripple.
I think that those are tokens, and we should have a regulatory framework to allow them to be issued because...
So he's still saying the most positive things about Bitcoin, obviously. Bitcoin's a commodity. It should be the major player in the strategic reserve. He had good comments about that. But then when asked about Ripple, when asked about some of these other coins, and asked about XRP and some of these other coins, he didn't just shoot them down like he has in the past. He actually said, I think they should be used somehow. And I feel like he knows something. People have been talking to him. They told him good things about Bitcoin, but they also told him things about these altcoins and how they're going to be used. So he is staying positive about them, something we have not seen. And this change in behavior from him, I think, is very telling.
Issued, but in the reserve? Should they be in the reserve?
I think the emerging consensus in the industry is that Bitcoin should be the element in a strategic reserve over the long term for the country. But if you wanted to...
So that's another phrasing he used that I found interesting. Like, Bitcoin should be in the reserve over the long run. So, like, does he know something's coming in the short term with some of these other coins, but then, like, hey, he knows that somehow Bitcoin's going to be a major player, the major leader in a reserve in the long term, but he's opening up to the idea of these other coins in the short term? Like, he definitely knows something. You can tell by the way he phrases these comments.
Support various investments in a sovereign wealth fund. That would be up to the executive branch.
Okay, so let's be clear. I'm hearing you say the reserve fund should really have the tested one, and that is Bitcoin, and not Solano or Cardano or Solana.
And the important thing to keep in mind is Bitcoin is the one universally agreed upon foundational asset in the entire crypto economy because it's the asset without an issuer. It's neutral. 99% of the energy and the capital has flown into that one. But I want to be clear that the U.S. has the opportunity to be the leader in digital assets if they have a progressive framework that supports currencies, securities, and tokens as well.
Michael, let me play.
So he brings up the sovereign wealth fund. He thinks some of these other coins should be in a sovereign wealth fund. That's very bullish still. That's very bullish news still. And that's some things that Michael Saylor has not said in the past. So looking at these comments, seeing him open up to these, makes you think he knows something that's coming Friday. I feel like he's been told not to say anything negative about these other coins. I feel like he knows that they're going to play a role. He knows it's going to be good for crypto as an industry if these other coins play a role. And you could hear him just talk about that in that last statement. So definitely something I'm taking into consideration as we move into tomorrow. And I feel like hearing him do like a 180 almost on this is something to pay attention to. And so there's also these comments, like, yeah, the title of Michael Saylor does a 180. Wow. So I just wanted to play this for you guys as well.
In the announcement over the weekend, the president mentioned other smaller coins like XRP, Solana, and Cardano, as well as Bitcoin for the Strategic Crypto Fund?
I'm not surprised. I mean, I think there's no way to interpret this other than this is bullish for Bitcoin and is bullish for the entire U.S. crypto industry. You know, there are
So for all the Bitcoin Maxis out there, that's not something you hear them say. They always would say, oh, Bitcoin should be the only one that's used by the government. It should be the only one in a strategic reserve, sovereign wealth fund, whatever it may be. But to hear him say that it's bullish for the crypto industry is something that we would not have heard Michael Saylor say before. So leading up to this crypto summit, like, I feel like he knows something. I've already said that several times, but that's just not something we have heard these Bitcoin Maxis say before, that this news is good for crypto as an industry. That's something I've been saying video after video, that this news with all 5 different coins being mentioned by Trump is good for crypto as an industry.
conservatives that view the right path forward is just a Bitcoin-only policy, because Bitcoin is a commodity, an asset without an issuer, a neutral asset, and there's no controversy. But the president's adopted a more liberal economic policy, and that's his right. He's president of the United States.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you would have preferred it, though, if it was a Bitcoin-only fund.
You know, I believe that the best thing for the country is to move forward with an enlightened, progressive policy toward digital assets.
That's just shocking to me to hear him do this 180. Like, normally you would hear that question and be like, yeah, like, obviously Bitcoin should be the only one. I don't care about those other coins. They're altcoins. Don't care about them at all. Don't invest in them. That's been his whole thing this whole time, like Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And to hear that response to that, saying, hey, it's basically good for crypto as an industry, it's bullish for everyone, this is bullish for Bitcoin still, is just a complete 180 from his previous comments. And I feel like just going into Friday, like, you can tell by how smiley he is, though, that Bitcoin is going to be the clear winner from the news tomorrow. And because Bitcoin's the clear winner, you can see like he doesn't have that anger towards these other coins. He knows good news is coming for Bitcoin. So for you XRP Army, I do want to go into tomorrow with some, like, I don't want to get too excited for tomorrow, even with Michael Saylor opening up to these altcoins, to XRP, to Solana, Cardano, etc. Because you can tell he's super excited about Bitcoin still. Like, he does believe Bitcoin's going to be the clear winner in his mind come tomorrow's news. But I feel like he knows these other coins are also going to be winners. I feel like he is changing his tune on XRP. He knows good things are coming for these coins as well, and he's willing to sacrifice and say good things about them because he knows Bitcoin's going to be the winner. So that's how I'm interpreting it. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think he knows something we don't? Do you think he's just actually opening up to XRP on his own? Or what do you think? I know I'm going to be paying super close attention today to see if we get any more comments that could potentially be a hint of what's to come tomorrow. I'm kind of taking his comments as a little bit of a hint that he thinks Bitcoin's going to get the best news tomorrow, but there's also going to be good news around these other coins, and he doesn't want to put these other coins down because he knows it's going to be good for crypto as an industry. I think XRP is going to be probably the second biggest benefactor tomorrow behind Bitcoin in terms of what President Trump's going to say and what we're going to hear out of the summit. I think XRP Army is going to leave feeling very, very bullish. But I do think Bitcoin's going to be the winner, I guess you could say, out of all the five. So give me your thoughts below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you want to hear more videos. I'm going to be looking forward to providing you guys more content and updates as we head into the weekend. Thank you very much.